Right here. Mm-hmm.
Tysida.
Wait, I got something to say. Welcome to another episode of Tysida Talks. Today, we have one of the coldest women I've ever met. If you know, you know. She is a photographer, creative director, stylist. I mean, you will see the material. So, without further ado, make some noise for my girl, Lex Nikol. So tell everyone about you, for those who don't know.
My name is Lex. I go by Lex Nikol. You know, St. Louis people know me as Alex, you know. Photographer, creative director, stylist. I dip into set design, you know, every once in a while. I've been here 13 years. Well, not 13 years, 10 years, you know, in Seattle. Yeah. I was stationed I was in the military, and I got here in 2013. And when I got out the military in 2018, I was like, I'm going to just, I'm going to get a camera. And it was from Goodwill. Literally, I still have it, like, to this day. I carry it with me all the time. Like, it's crazy. So, yeah, I just, didn't want to take photography too seriously. I just was like, I'm going to just shoot my friends, shoot around, like, do whatever. And then it just, I don't, like, whoa. My dad always says God called you to it. So, I just thank my dad about that, and thank God for that. But yeah, I just started shooting, and the rest was history.
That is fire. I didn't know you were in the military.
Yes.
What were you doing?
I was in the Navy, and I was a police officer.
It's okay.
It's crazy. It was a little crazy, But yeah, I was a cop, and I just didn't see the need to be in the military anymore. I didn't think it was for me, and I just was like, I gotta go. Like, I just gotta, my little bit was up, the little 5-year bit, and I was like, I'm out of here, y'all.
Period.
Peace out. And so I just started figuring life out from there. But I could have went back home, but I challenged myself, and I was like, I have never been here before. I have never explored a different state, living in before, because the college I went to was in the state that I was living in. So I didn't travel, whatever. So I was like, okay, I'm just let me figure it out. And I figured it out. I worked several different jobs. I worked for the government, at first, and I worked for lens crafters as well. Then I started working for Nordstrom, and then I'm at Amazon right now. But I just had a whole bunch of jobs, and had a couch surf for a few months after I got out.
Real ones, no.
Okay, yes, that couch surf was no joke. And then I finally got my first apartment, and I thought I was the vibe. Okay, when I got my first apartment, I was like, oh, no one can tell me nothing. Period. Because I have this little apartment.
What did Ari say?
Yes.
I just got my new apartment.
Walk around this bitch naked.
Period.
Exactly. And did.
And gonna get the floor wet.
Okay.
Come on.
Not giving a damn. All right.
Right.
So yeah, and then the rest was history. But it's crazy how photography just took me to a new height where I didn't even think to even be in that field. I was in the creative field before the military. So
that's what I want to ask.
Yeah, I did styling and creative direction before the military. And then my parents, I love y'all, but I'm gonna tell y'all tea a little bit. But my parents at the time, they were very much so okay, girl, what's good? When I dropped out of college, they were like, okay, girl, what are you gonna do? I was going to community college. I had 2 jobs. And I thought that was enough. And I was like, y'all, let me just do my thing. And they were like, girl, you cannot do your thing in this house, But they were like, you can't, girl, you're going to have to do something. But,
that'll do it.
Again, when your parents get older, you get older, and they realize, all right, maybe we was a little too, But they were like, just go, you got to do something, get out there or whatever. So I was like, I'm going to join the military. Why did I do that? What, why did I think about that?
Never.
I should just got my own apartment. I had 2 jobs. I was paying well. Worked at Foot Locker and a jewelry company. I was like, I could have just got me a little apartment. Okay. I was like, I could have just did that. But no, I said, let me join the military. And really.
Okay, wait, hold on. What is your zodiac sign?
I'm a Leo.
Okay.
Libra moon, Aries rising, Virgo, Mercury, Mars, and Venus.
Aries rising?
Yeah.
Libra moon.
Yes.
He said, let me join the military.
Yeah. Let me join the military. That's very Aries rising. Yeah. And then my dad got me into instruments. He got me into like playing like the clarinet and the saxophone and things like that. Clarinet. So yes, period. That's a good intro.
Clarinet girl.
Like it's a good intro.
Very different from the girls who play the flute.
Okay, because they were trying to get me to play the flute, and I was like, no.
That's a different girl.
Then I saw Lizzo, and I was like, oh, damn.
It's a different girl, though.
It is a different girl, because I'm like, I don't think I have the wherewithal for a flute, girl. Let me get a clarinet, because I wanted to play the saxophone. I wanted to do the trumpet. I wanted to do a jazz. I wanted to be the biggest jazz. Like, I was like, ooh, I told my dad, I was like, I'm going to be a jazz artist, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, okay, we'll sign up for you in band in school. And literally, they were like, okay, in order to play the saxophone, she has to know the clarinet. And I was like, I guess
there was rules to this.
I felt like y'all were trying to cheat,
You're trying
jit
to
me
stall
out.
me out too, that's
no,
crazy.
for real. Like, that's crazy. You're trying to, steal away my potential, but it's fine.
It's okay.
Because I eventually made it to the saxophone.
Because we trust the process.
Yes, exactly. Honestly, I just do, little hobbies here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just trusting the timing of things and trusting the process. I feel like, it's been in me for a long time because I'm like, okay, I get kind of, people us as a society, we get real hung up on instant gratification because it's the name of social media and everything. And, like, oh, let me post this real quick to, and the competitiveness of it all. But I really didn't get wrapped up in that. I'm like, I'm going to take my time. Yeah. And a lot of people, not a lot of people, but some people that work with me in the creative realm, they hate that because they be like, girl, when are you going to post these pictures? I'm like, just wait. We're going to wait for the right time. And they're like, girl, it's been 4 months.
Right.
I'm like, damn, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But now I'm kind of like relinquished that and kind of gotten, like, I was real disciplined with it. And I'm like, okay, like, I need the right time. And sometimes the right time is just now. And you just need to put yourself out there. But trusting the time and the process is, I evolved from that because I used to just be so, like, what's the word for it? Sporadic with, like, everything and impulsive. And now I feel like I'm getting I'm a little more disciplined and I'm a little bit more, okay, like, wanting to take time to curate a body of work versus, like, doing a whole bunch of stuff and then putting it out. And I'm, like, not really satisfied with it, but it's like, okay, I gotta, hurry up for social media. Yeah. Now I'm just like, girl, they can wait.
Period. Okay, going back to something you said about trusting your gut. How do you get there? Because, okay, for one, a healthy gut is a healthy mind. Okay, scientifically.
Drink your kombucha.
Okay, take your prebiotics.
Yes.
So, for yourself, what are some things, or is it just like, are these things that maybe some people are raised in it? Some people are like witness it in other spaces and try to mimic that. And some people go through the motions to like acquire that. So for yourself, what do you think it is maybe?
So I grew up with a Virgo mother.
We love them,
long pause. That's my girl. Hey, mom. And she, growing up in trusting your gut, my mom is the most intentional person I have ever met in my life. I always had it, and I always had discipline and discernment and trusting my gut, but it was like to the 9th power when I sat with myself and I got through the uncomfortable moments because it's temporary. Yeah. You don't, like, people, I'm like, y'all, when I tell my friends, like, trust your gut, and they're like, that's so uncomfortable. I'm like, it literally is going to just pass by. Let it pass. Exactly.
Okay, but so in the uncomfortable, what did you do to keep choosing the uncomfortable?
I was like, I did this before. I've been through this before. I've gotten through it before.
Accountability.
Come on. Okay. And also acknowledging, okay, I shouldn't have done that, or I shouldn't have said that, or just dissecting yourself. And that's hard. Yeah. Because we all, we're good people. Yeah. But sometimes we do questionable things. Come on. And so picking apart those things and holding myself accountable, and then also being like, I need to be a better person. I need to be better for me, not even for anybody else, but for myself. And so that's what kept me going, because I was like, I want to be a better person for myself.
Oh, I wanted you to say the want part, because needing feels like an obligation, and obligations feel heavy. Yes. And so it's like, when you need to do something, doesn't mean you'll move on it. But when you want to do it, you'll make the move.
And it really took me a long time to want it, because in 2020, when that friend group, fell to the wayside, when my relationship fell to the wayside, I was like, mad as hell for 6 months, mad. And I was like, it's everyone's fault, you know, whatever. And then I was like, I had a friend clock me real good. And we're still friends to this day. And she literally was like, don't you ever think sometimes it's yourself? And I was pissed off at her because I was like, I didn't talk to her for like 5 days. I was like, don't talk to me, you know, whatever.
Don't ever say that again.
But she came back around 5 days later. She wrote me this big paragraph and she said, girl, I didn't even mean it like that. I really was trying to be a friend. And I was like, you know what? That's my issue. Let me not take things personally. That's another thing that I had to stop doing, is taking a lot of stuff personally.
Because we are going to circle back on that next
exactly,
season.
Exactly. Yes. Because people will
journey.
meet you where they're healed at. People are going to meet you where they stop at. So if you are healed to a certain point and another person is not healed to the point that you are or want them to be, then it gets really murky. Yeah. And it's like, dang, okay, and then you're overcompensating. So just like going along with, you know, I want to be a better person for myself, and it's not everyone's fault, it's mine sometimes, and I need to, like, you know, deal with that. Yeah. And that's a hard pill to swallow a lot of the time. Right. That's what kept me going on really, really wanting to trust my gut and really, really wanting to be more discerning and follow my path.
Yeah. And as I'm hearing you say that too, I'm like, and that's like when certain relationships dissolve, right? Because as long as they're there, you don't have to take responsibility. And so,
well,
come
on. Get to shouting up in here.
Look,
speaking in tongues, girl.
I feel it right here.
I realized I want my light. Yeah. I want to find it. And I don't want anybody else to tell me how to find it. I want to find it for myself.
Bar
for bar, word for word.
Come on. I want to find my light.
I want to find it, because also it feels so heavy when you are just completely being so negative about yourself and negative self-talk, because I was always doing it. I was always like, I'm not good, and I'm not this, I'm not that. And that was attributed to my relationship because it wasn't a great one. So I was like, okay, let me really, really, like, this is the time for me to sit still and really ingest what I want to do with my life, and not even professionally or career-wise, with, like, for me, for myself, and what I want to do with myself.
And that is so important. I think people emphasize, what do you want out of life? What do you want to be doing? Where do you want to go? Where do you see yourself? But how do I want to feel? Yeah.
Exactly.
How do I want to feel when I'm by myself?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And I love my company now, child. Ooh-wee. Nothing can get, that's why I feel like it's hard for me to date now, because I'm like, somebody in my bed, but also my bed is everything. Yeah. To turn around and see,
I gotta want to see it.
God, I want to go to sleep by myself, but also it's like my solitude now is everything to me. My peace is everything to me, and not even just in a physical form of peace, but my peace of mind is everything. Because if one inkling of you wanting to drive me crazy, you're out of my life immediately. Absolutely. Friendships, relationships, career-wise, no. Like, even so. Exactly.
The minute I start spiraling.
Oh. I talk to myself. I be out loud talking to myself like, girl, like, I'll just say it like
That's
that.
a no for me. Okay.
Girl, stop thinking about that. Shut up. Yeah. Like, you know, I'll tell myself to shut up real quick.
Like, oh, we don't do that anymore. You know? And then, like, too, like what you said, like wanting to find your light. I think sometimes that feeling, right, going in that path, it's like going in a dark cave and it's just hella dark. It's pitch black. Yep. If you walk directly through and just keep putting one foot in front of the other, eventually you'll start seeing a little sliver of light. You'll see a little crack that light grows and it gets bigger. And then you'll see the whole exit and you're like, But, you know, when you get in there, and that's the thing about, like, quieting the noise. Because when you start walking through there, you can get scared. And I think I learned this even from my mom, because, okay, I'm a little dramatic back in the day. Maybe still am. But, you know, she's always like, you need to calm down. And I used to hate that. I used to be like, girl.
Mom would tell me that too. She'd be like, girl, relax. I'm like, I can't relax.
But, like, if you did, right, when you calm down, I won't walk in circles. And so I won't forget which direction I'm going in. And that's the thing, like, even, like, getting quiet, right, quieting the noise. You can not start, like, moving just every which way, because you're like, I can hear what's going on. Yes. And I wanted to say this. Where do you feel the discomfort when you were like, I want to trust my gut, right? Obviously, we're talking about our gut. But for some of us, it's not in our gut. Like, it's not there that it's anxious. Like, mine's in my shoulders. Like, I start doing like this.
Yeah.
All day.
Yeah. I'm like, looking like the master disguise.
Right?
Like this. Like, I carry it in my neck. Because I get monthly massages because that's just a part of my self-care and what I need to do. And that lady, God bless her, because she be like, girl, this tension in your neck. I'm like, okay. She's like, you need to start, stretching your neck. You need to start doing this. And my lower back. Yeah. That's where I carry it the most. And I'm just like, ooh, a little heavy back there. And so when my lower back starts hurting, first of all, probably my period. I don't know. But but also like when it's not even that, it's like, and my lower back feels a little heavy, I start stretching. And then I also like ask myself out loud, why is it heavy right here? Like, what's going on, girl? And so I unpack it there. I just start, I'll bring out my journal and start writing and being like, okay, this and that and the third, this is happening, this is making me anxious or whatever. And then I take me a warm bath and then it fades over the course of like 3-4 days. And I'm like, okay, cool. I released it, Right. And that's just a part of, what I want to release and how I go about doing that. But lower back and my neck. Right. Terrible.
Okay. See? And that's the thing, right? Trusting the gut, trusting your gut, and trusting the timing of your ideas. It is like, if we're gonna wrap it in a bow for them before they go, we would say quiet the noise, right? The discomfort is temporary. What comes next? One foot in front of the other. Yeah. Follow the light.
Yep. And when you get to the light, do not turn around. Come on. Because when we reach the light, we really, really want to be like, oh, I'm scared. Yeah. Because that's such a new horizon that we are like opening our eyes to. And so seeing your potential can be very, very scary. And seeing like, even like getting compliments, like when people would come up to me and be like, I love your work. And I'm like, thanks. When I started doing that out loud, because that was part of my little journey that was going on, was self-deprecation. Part of that was that. And I was like, how unsavory people's faces look when I start doing that. Right. That's what got me out of that. Yeah. I was like,
no, because for real, people be like, I don't want it.
I literally just try to compliment you. Right.
And now you're taking me into your whole thing.
What's going on?
And you're actually not a vibe.
You're like, actually, girl, you're kind of weird.
It's like, and your lack of boundaries is actually insane.
Yes, it's like, girl, why are you self-deprecating like this? And that was early on.
That's the thing, that they go to dinner with their homegirls and be like, so I ran into so-and-so. Yeah. So she's kind of crazy.
Yeah, like, girl, Lex is kind of like,
she's kind of off.
She just start going on. I'm like, damn.
Never mind. Story and they're like, that's weird.
Yeah, girl. Like, what's going on?
I'm gagged. Muted her.
Right. Okay. Literally. Mute her. We're just going to still follow her.
For the look. Art, but
love the arts, girl. But
no.
But, and that's all right. If I've rubbed people that way, that was just a part of what I was going through that moment. Now in 2024, I do not do that. If I am feeling feeling like I'm going to self-deprecate, I literally talk to my therapist every week in my session. I'm like, oh, I feel this, and that. And she will give me advice. She will be like, okay. And she'll ask me really hard questions.
Yeah, get to the root of it.
That I'm just like, oh, God, I don't want. But she also reminds me, it's just me and you. Absolutely. There's no one in here. There's no one in here, girl. Yeah. I'm just like, okay. So I'll answer it truthfully. Also, telling the truth to yourself is a really
That's
big
what I was going to say. Like, final few.
Yeah, exactly.
That part of, like, being honest with yourself. Yes. Like you're saying, when you... a part of, like, just going to the point of where you feel it at in your body, right? Everything is not, you don't need to go to the doctor. You don't need no medicine. Baby, you need to stretch. You need to talk about it. And then we can go from there.
You just need to, like, walk outside. Yeah. And drink some water. Yeah.
Or you need to lay flat on your back and let some of your limbs pop.
I've done that, and I fell asleep on the floor for 2 hours. Should. I was really, I woke up, I said, why am I on the floor?
Period.
Exactly. It's just
because you trust yourself.
Exactly.
Come on.
I'm comfortable with myself now, and it's like, that Beyonce song "Cozy." That applies to. I feel like that applies to like
that's
yourself.
Black spiritual music. Right
it really is. Renaissance will forever just be
absolutely
historical. Yes.
I'm in the house praising.
Yeah. Exactly. Church girl in the house shouting.
Come on. Don't play with her. She's not one of them.
No,
okay?
not at all. I grew up in church, so
Amen.
you know, very much so.
And next time,
yes,
we'll dive in.
Yes.
This is so phenomenal.
This is so fun.
I hope that people really can take some gems from this.
Yes,
and especially I hope people really hear like the discomfort is temporary.
It is temporary, and also y'all like just go through it.
Go through the things.
Through it. Please just go through it, because on
Live
the
to tell the
opposite
story.
side is so much better than going back. And I went back a few times, and that didn't feel good.
But it's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world. And I know it's so easy to say that now that you're through it. Now that you're like,
I tell myself that even nowadays that I've gone through things, I'm like, what I know for a fact is I'm always going to be okay. I'm absolutely going to be fine. So this is not that devastating.
Exactly. It's like, I went through this before.
Right. And I can hold space for myself and feel the feelings, but like, I know to keep going.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so.
And going to therapy has been the best for me. And because now I don't really dump on people as much. I don't really.
And you should always ask before you trauma dump. Do you have the capacity for this?
I do that with my friends all the time. And my friends do that with me. And so I really appreciate that, because I'm like, okay, y'all, I'm feeling something heavy.
I wanted to say a lot of things.
Like, can I say it? You have the capacity, and my friends are truthful. They'll be like, girl, no, I just had a hard week. I don't have time. Okay, cool. I don't get offended or nothing. Or they're like, yeah, girl, let's talk about it. And I'm like, okay, and I start crying.
Period.
Yes.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
This is so good. This is
a lot of fun. I loved it.
Yes. Too many more.
Yes.
Now tell everyone where they can find you. Don't forget your SoundCloud.
I'm not gonna do my SoundCloud, but
I'm gonna figure it out, twin. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in today, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Did we do it?
We did it.
Okay. Oh my goodness.